Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to build the perfect landing page for driving traffic and converting leads for your business.
And we're going to be showing you different types of landing pages and even how to label your buttons to optimize your conversion rates.
That's right. Conversion rate optimization. CRO. That's the first big takeaway. This is going to be a big training, and I'm ready to get started. What about you?
Let's do it.
Okay. I want to start with funnel theory and understanding what you're making your landing page for, okay? Because that's key. Someone says, I want to make a landing page, okay? That's going to come after your offer, okay? Your offer goes on your landing page. And oftentimes we get the two confused. So let's talk about the difference between an offer and a landing page. So your offer is the thing you want your customer to buy, okay? And they might buy it for free. It might be a free lead magnet, okay? Get my free guide on, right? Get my free coupon book, okay? A free lead magnet is one type of offer, okay? But you may have something like a $97 offer. So when it comes to what's going on your landing page, we need to think about what is that offer. For example, if you have a free PDF, you know, like something like this, you put that PDF onto a landing page, and then the goal of that landing page is to convert someone to a free offer, okay? Now, similarly, you might have more of a service. You go, look, dude, I don't want to have a free offer. Okay? Now, I do believe everyone should kind of have a free offer, right? This is what we call like an offer ladder, right? And I think that every good business is going to have like a free offer. And really, this is about offers, but you should have like a library of free offers, right? One to appeal to right brain people, left brain people. You should have like this library of free ebooks, free this. Maybe every year you do a free guide, 4 free guides. Just like, you know, stay on top and generate leads and reactivate people, right? So you've got this free level, okay? Then after that, you've got like an upsell level, okay? Now, way up here, okay, we're going to have the $30,000 level. Some of you guys are even, this is more where we fit in, like we're going to have this upper echelon, okay? But this is what we call a value ladder, where you've got like, you're going to need a landing page for your free offers. You're going to need a landing page for your $97 offers. You're going to need a landing page for your $30,000 offers. And you're going to even need a landing page for your $10,000 offers. Now, here's what I want to get through. When you build a landing page for your website, what are you offering? Okay? Because if you're offering a free guide, your landing page should be as ambitious as it needs to be to attract someone who's not gonna pay you. It's free. Okay? When your landing page is selling a $297 product or program, then your landing page should be as long and as complex and as thoughtful as a landing page that needs to close someone on $300,000. Okay, so looking at our funnel theory, you've got an offer. Okay, your offer could be a lead magnet, it could be a program, but you have an offer. Your offer gets placed onto a landing page. Okay, and it could be a video sales page. It could be any kind of like number of pages, but the idea is this is a landing page and it's going to get someone to give you a name and email, okay? Now you can get more info if you want. Like another good one is text, okay? But you got to understand that this is the cost of your offer. The more information you ask for, the fewer opt-ins you'll get. So there's a strategy here between like asking for a name and an email plus asking them to just click to register.
Yeah.
That can put in a whole new way of increasing conversion on your landing page. Now, after they go to a landing page, they will go to a thank you page, okay? And this should be a thank you page or an upsell page. This is a separate landing page. We're not going to cover this in today's video, but we do have a video on how to make a great thank you page that upsells your clients, and we'll talk about that in the next video. So you're going to have a great thank you upsell page, which you're going to need to have like a downsell page, which is just sort of like a no thanks pay, it's like yes or no. No, okay, great. Hey, thank you. Hey, great. Enjoy the free guide. We'll see you next time, right? But that's another landing page. And then after this thank you page, if they say yes, if they buy the upsell, then you're going to want to have like a receipt. Your system will have like a receipt page. Okay, your upsell page should, right here, absolutely cost money. So today I'm going to show you how to do a free offer landing page, and I'm going to show you how to do a $97 landing page, which could also be a $397 page, right? It's just a slightly higher value landing page, okay? So once they opt into your landing page, then they're now offered an offer to which they can say yes or no to. And the idea is that enough people are buying, okay? Enough people are buying to pay for the cost of the ads or the marketing campaign that goes along with it.
Owen, that's actually a good time to mention that if you are a content creator and you're trying to get someone to watch a video or click something on a video, that you will need a landing page for those people to land on. Or likewise, if you're a business owner and you have a video that you're trying to send someone to a product page, that will be a landing page that you will need to develop. So if you want to make more money as a content creator or a marketer, then you're going to need to learn landing pages. Now, of course, you could just hire us to do it for you. Our teams are trained in Owen's system, but you could just reach out to us at acceleratusmedia.com to learn more about that, right, Owen?
Yes, that's perfect. Thank you, Ryan, for that. And a really great example, actually, of the difference between a landing page and a homepage, right? So Ryan just sent you to acceleratusmedia.com to go check us out, okay? That's not a landing page. That's a homepage, and it has a different goal. The goal of your homepage, our homepage, for example, doesn't have any clear, one way we want you to go. Right. We actually want to send you there to see where you go in our analytics and make landing pages for those things. So the landing page is so important, but it's not the same thing as a homepage. And different pages have different jobs. We want to make sure that your landing page for a free lead magnet does the job that it needs to do. And I'm a big believer in less is more. And I want you thinking in terms of columns and rows, okay? So this whole website and every other website you'll see is built off of columns and rows, okay? Rows, that is one row. This is another row, okay? And this is a 3-column row. You see that? Now, as we scroll down the page, we see another row, okay? And this here, this is what we call a 2-column row. This is a 1/3 row, and this is like a 2/3 row. And you can see that in the size and shape difference, right? Whereas down here in our last row here, this is more of a 3-column row, and it's like 1/3, okay, 1/3, and 1/3, all right? So columns and rows will help you to visualize the landing page that you want and help you to design much faster. So let's take a look at your landing page in terms of these sections, okay, that are divided into columns and rows. And the most important part of any landing page is going to be the first section, okay? And your first section has to be the 3-second test. And your front row needs to be designed for the 3% of people who will buy on the spot. This is designed for someone to go, yeah, I like this, and I can buy right from this section right here, okay? So your first section of the landing page is the only chance you got. That's the way you got to think about it. When we test landing pages, we will test just this section right here, just this little postcard here. In fact, this could be a postcard, okay? Because if you can't get, listen to me now, if you can't get someone to land here and then scroll on or tap, you've lost the game. If they X out from here, you've lost the game, okay? They used to do this thing where you would X out of a page and then a pop-up would come up, right? You remember that?
Yep.
But they already have mentally left at that point. You know, at that point, they're like, nah, dude, you had your chance. I'm over it. So the first section of your landing page should look something like this. At the very top, we have this tiny little sentence here that targets who it is we're looking for. But notice how tiny the font is, okay? This is a super tiny font, okay? It's not designed to be like, I only want these people. It's just there, barely noticeable. You'll see it a little bit more on mobile, okay? That we might call that a pre-header, okay? A lot of people put their logos. Don't do that. Nobody cares about your logo, okay? Your logo is like valuable, and we throw it out there like it's nothing. So after that, then we have our headline, okay? Now your headline should be structured in like bold, big, beautiful letters. Maybe all caps, maybe not. Test some stuff out. I always do better when I capitalize every big word. I may not do thes and these, right? Like with the, I kind of keep that small, but like U, to B, capital, capital, capital. Okay? The headline needs to be succinct, okay? It needs to be clear and it needs to communicate value. And it is worth it to create a landing page like 3 split tests. 3 split tests where you're testing out different headlines.
Right.
Right, and even getting feedback from people, like sending them all 3 and say, which one do you like better? Right? Your headline absolutely matters, and what I see people rushing through this to get the landing page built out, okay? Now, notice, by the way, the columns, 1 column row, 1 column row. Now we're in like a 2/3 column row, or maybe it's a 50-50, I can't really tell, but like what we have is a powerful image here. This could be a video. You could put a video in that spot, but let me make an analogy with you when you are doing a free lead magnet video, okay? I want you to imagine going to the grocery store. You're at the checkout line, okay? Now, at the checkout line, what do they got? They got gum and mints and all these little like 80 cents and $1.25, all these little tiny items. And the cat, like no one says a word. They just put them there.
Yeah.
And it would be awkward if the cashier to be like, hey, you want some gum? You got to get that gum, man. Buy the gum today. Buy the gum today. Hey, did you want the gum? If they're like overselling a free or low price item. I would not put a video on a free lead magnet landing page. It's a little bit much. You're trying too hard there, and people feel that.
Yeah.
Ideally, they watched a video on YouTube, on Instagram, or they saw a post in an ad, and it led them to this landing page because they wanted this thing already. A video is designed to sell them the thing.
Right.
The idea of a free lead magnet landing page is you've already sort of sold them the thing, and now you need to just give it to them. So this image should support what it is and make what it is seem unique and valuable and juicy. Here, let me tell you something that lasts you your whole marketing career. You are selling the image
Right.
of your lead magnet.
That makes sense. Yep.
You are selling the image of your offer. What we try to do is with our images is we try to have images that make people go, that's cool. But they also want to look at it and go, that's digestible.
Yeah.
Right? And they look at this image and they, we hope people go, oh, that's simple. That's a flow chart.
Yeah.
I can follow that. Okay. And then what we're doing over here is on the right-hand side is we're affirming a purchase decision. We are affirming by letting them know what they're going to get. Now, step-by-step YouTube strategy. Okay. Super simple, right? You can't say step-by-step and then have a graphic over here that's like all full of all this text. Just like, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah. It's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming. It's not pretty.
Yeah.
It's not pretty. Step by step, and it's like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Looks good. Includes the profit accelerator tactic that we've used for years. It's fun, simple language. We try to use really simple human language. The silo strategy formation, because we know that the silo strategy, people love it, so we mention it. Conversion cadence for promoting your videos correctly. Here's something really powerful about your bullet points, okay? Your bullet points could each be targeted. They all need to be like value-based versus like what's in it.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, mine's a little combination of the two. Everybody finds their what works, what converts.
Yeah.
But I try not to say like includes a video script. Because that seems real basic and it seems almost worky.
Yeah.
Right? So when you're writing your bullet points, guys, like you don't want to like make them too bulky and wordy.
Yeah.
You don't want to use bullet points that make the client think they're going to have to do more work. You want bullet points that make them go, cool, right? Focusing on the value for the viewer. Now, what we do is we use words that we use in various presentations. So this is what I want to get at. Your bullet points could be designed to attract a certain target market. Like if you're talking to lawyers about your blah, blah, blah system, mention your blah, blah, blah system here. And that's almost like code word for if you're a lawyer. Or saw my lawyer content, or saw me at the lawyer conference.
Right.
But if you want to get doctors, put a doctor term. Also includes the medical miracle for doctors and da-da-da-da-da. You'll get the silo strategy for CEOs and high net worth professionals. So you're using your bullet points to identify different audience segments that might be there so that when you're at an event, you can be like, someone's talking to you about profit or like that profit market. You're like, have you heard about my profit accelerator program, my profit accelerator thing that I do? Yeah. Right? No, I haven't heard about that. Well, it's on my landing page. You got to go to my landing page to check it out so they go to your landing page, which is for the YouTube blueprint.
Right.
That's not what you told him. But it says in the bullet points, also included is my profit accelerator. This opens up the amount of people that can opt into your thing.
Right.
Because you're thinking about reaching the most amount of people, getting them on your email list, and from there you're nurturing and converting.
Yep.
Okay? I want us like all to just like agree on that.
Yes.
Is like because I hear people say, Owen, I only want the good leads. Or Owen, no, Owen, I need people to like, I don't want a list of freebies. Well, then you can't have a free offer. A free offer should be open to as many people as possible, and then the email marketing system and your sales follow-up system filters them out. Okay? I've had people say, I don't want to bother my sales team with fresh leads. It's like, that seems like a waste of your sales team's time. That seems like a whole bucket of new prospective people to go through. And they're never hotter than when they first get on your list. I admit, not all of them are going to convert, right? Like, not all of them. But the ones that do, that 3%, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars. So spend your time on the first section of your landing page. Now, moving forward, moving down the line on your landing page, we're going to come up with 3. We got to break up the system a little bit. So we're going to do 3 bullet point value statements here. And these, again, should be designed to speak to what the client wants, not what your offer is, okay? Now, we do a 3-column row because this was a 2-column row. So we want to break up the design, okay, as well as part of what we're doing. So then you're going to come in, and again, we've got a headline here, okay, another headline, and then 3 bullet form statements. Then we're going to move into an about you or about us section. You guys see how we're moving a little bit faster now? Because the rest of this page is really designed for the different personality types, okay? Your top buyers are going to buy from the top of your page here, or they're going to scroll, and they're going to buy from the bottom of your page.
Right.
So the bottom of your page and the top of your page should be your primary focal points on any landing page. And then everything in the middle should really be designed to speak to the different questions that a person may ask when considering downloading your guide, okay? While keeping in mind that this is a free offer. So we're not gonna oversell it to you, okay? So I've got this section that's about me, right? And so I love this idea of created by because AI can't duplicate me or my personality, right? Hey, I'm Owen Video, AKA Owen MSAT, and I'm award winning. Notice how it sounds human. Notice how it sounds sort of like casual. Okay, these are powerful ideas when writing your content here. Also, notice how it's a professional photo and not a damn selfie. Look, if you've got selfies, use your selfies until you get something better. Every business owner, though, should be doing at least 1 photo shoot a year, or a content creator. I mean, you know, if you're the business owner, 1 a year at minimum to get fresh new photos for your landing pages, for your YouTube thumbnails, et cetera, okay? So notice that this is not like a resume, but more of like a personality build. It's connection play. And I do put something here that's interesting, okay? We do not work with kids, slime channels, family vlogs, or gaming channels, okay? Now, I could help those people, but it's just not our target market. And if that's your thing, I mean, I could help you, but you're not going to have the money that you need to, for the most part, right? So we're filtering people. So when people say, oh, and I only want the good leads, it's like you do that on your landing page. Right. Some people will read it and go, you know, even though that's me, I'm going to fill it out anyway because I really want to work with him. And that, you know, maybe I will, maybe I'll still say no, but I like let people don't try to disqualify everybody.
Right.
Don't try to just get phone calls and get feedback. How'd you like the ebook? How'd you like the guide? How'd you like the thing? You know, don't worry so much about sales. Those sales will come when you build the infrastructure. Okay, and then we have our last section. Now, our last section is a testimonial section. This is real easy to do. This is that social proof part that I think is important. Now, keep in mind for a testimonial, you can post a success testimonial like we have. Right, but it took us years to get these results, guys. Yeah. We were in the very beginning, we had testimonials that were like, Owen is a great guy. You can trust Owen. Owen came and shot 25 videos for me. These were like factual statements because we didn't have results that were worth sharing with anybody at those times. So when you're doing testimonials, what you're really doing is social proof. And I want to encourage you to work with character testimonials, okay? Testimonials about your character. And then I want to encourage you about like work testimonials, like the work that you did, even if it was a disaster. Like, let's say you did like 25 videos with your uncle, and nothing really went well. You got 25 videos that all have 2 views on them. Right? But you can still have your uncle write a testimonial that's like, Jim is an honest guy. and we did 25 great videos together. Like, that's a testimonial.
Yeah.
You know? So it doesn't have to be, I've excelled here and I got this award. Like, it's just, you just got to get some testimonials, and you really got to go by hook or by crook. You know, you got to like ask your mom and ask your cousin, ask your uncle, and even, you know, ask clients. Here's this. Let me give you one more thing about testimonials. Here's what you do. You create a great looking graphic, right? Great looking graphic with your own picture on it, and you go, you know, you write it for them. Okay, so you did business with your Aunt Sally, and you write up a testimonial. I worked with Owen, and he was really good, and we worked hard, and I'm so excited about the videos, and this was definitely a good decision. Okay, that's the testimonial. So you write that up. You put it on like a little graphic, and you send it to her, and you say, Aunt Sally, you know, I was hoping to use our time together as a small testimonial. Would you agree to this statement? Would you agree that this was like our experience together? Oh yeah, honey, I love that. You can say that I said whatever you want. Really? Now, I'm not saying go say, hey, we made $1 million, right? But it's like, you'll find that when you create the testimonial and you send it to people, they're more likely to be like, yeah, that sounds great, you know? So that's how I did. That's how I built testimonials, okay? Finally, I've got this button right here. Yes, I want the blueprint now. And the page ends, okay? Now, I could add more sections here, like what you're gonna get. And even in a free guide, I might even put like what's inside. You know, I debate on things like this, okay? So when we talk about like the perfect landing page, what we're talking about is a landing page that gets you the result that you want to get in a somewhat predictable way. What I'm showing you will convert at 70, 80% depending on the environment. It's going to do 30% with ads. So we build off those templates, okay? And some of our templates show people what's inside the PDF. So I might have like this multi-column row that's just like showing the PDF, you know, pages, or, you know, and I might even show the first 3 and then just kind of blur the last 2 or whatever. I'll find a creative way, you know, to do it. And then even from there, you know, I could keep on going and I could add, you know, more here. And I could, okay, this is our final call to action. I'll have a little video in there, and I'll be like, and it's like, buy, you know, now. It's like, guys, we could, or get it for free now. It's like, we could, and then I could have a footer down here. It's like, all my blogs are down here, you know, and it's like, oh, by the way, hit me on social here. And then, oh, by the way, Like, we could do all those things, but like, at the end of the day, guys, that's going to turn it into like, you are trying to sell me this free bubblegum. Ryan, somebody comes up to you and says, hey, dude, I got this Mercedes-Benz here. Here's the keys. Like, take it. Please take it. It's free.
Yeah.
But take it from me right now, bro. Like, I don't have time. Ryan, make your decision. Are we doing this or not? What are your thoughts? What are you feeling?
Well, I want to know what's wrong with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why are you pushing this thing on me? Right? So you've got to decide to just end the landing page when your most basic needs are met. And that is what makes this the perfect landing page for a free lead magnet guide.
Oh, and do you mind if I ask you about the buttons? Because you have 2 different buttons right there.
Yeah, the top and the bottom.
Yeah. So is there a formula for developing the perfect button, like the words it should say, the amount of words, the size of the button?
Yeah, that's super good, dude. What you're talking about there is conversion rate optimization. Okay, so there's 2 steps to any landing page, right? There's building the landing page.
Right.
Okay, like we built the house, but now we've got to furnish the house.
Right. Yep.
Got to buy the furniture for the house. I got to buy the silverware for the drawers. So you can build a landing page, but then you need to optimize the conversion on the landing page. So conversion is going to be in your buttons. Okay, and we've got a couple different buttons here. Let's see if I can get my stuff kind of moving here. We've got this button here. yes, I want the blueprint. And when you click on that button, it's going to open up a pop-up with the form that has full name, email, and phone.
Gotcha.
Then we have another button that says send me the blueprint. Now this is transactional. What this button says is less. Like this button could even say submit.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay, the more marketing-y, the more you try to like market this final button, because at some point it's like, I'm annoyed.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So that's going to get the pop-up, okay? And then similarly down here, it's like, yes, I want the blueprint now. And this one is in orange. Okay, so let's sort of chop that up. Conversion rate optimization is where you create a landing page, you run 100 people to it. Right. Now, anybody in the space is going to say 1,000, okay? So you got to watch out for like the landing page nerds, because the landing page nerds are always going to be like, nah, you need to run at least 10,000 people to that page. It's like, dude, most of us are just trying to keep our heads together, okay? Most of us have to go pick up the kids. You know what I'm saying? When we got church, we got midweek, it's like all this stuff. Okay, so 100 people is like enough. If you can get 1,000 people to it with ads, great. You can do that with Google Ads pretty easy. Okay, so you're setting up a landing page and then you're running 1,000 people to it. And how did we do? Right? Cold market, I want to see 30%. It's going to be tough to get there when you're brand new because you haven't tested anything out. So then what you'll do is you'll change the blue button to red, and you'll run 1,000 more people to it. Or better yet, depending on like how good your website system is, you can run a split test, and run 2,000 to both pages kind of intermittently, randomly, and see which one gives you the better result. Okay, ultimately what you're looking for is CTR, is how many people click it, number one most important thing. Okay, now when it comes to a button, your button should be very clear and it should stand out. It needs to be clearly seeable on the page. I'm looking at this button right now and I'm honestly not loving it. I feel like this should be orange. I actually feel like that button should be orange, so that it pops, okay? Yeah. Like my big rule for buttons is that there's contrast. Mm-hmm. The biggest trap you're gonna get into with buttons is you're gonna want to make the buttons match or look nice. Kind of like a living room. It's like, well, I'd love to have like the like a orange pillow on my orange chair, but it's like, no, you need like a blue pillow on your orange chair. So your buttons need to stand out, and I'm seeing on this one, I can see how it does stand out, but I would want a little bit more. Now on the bottom, what we try to do is we try to do the opposite, okay? And the reason that we try to do that, let me get rid of all this stuff. The reason that we try to do the opposite is to test, just from the get-go, a black and a white. Mm-hmm. Let's just see how they do. But again, the same thing applies, right? This is on a white background, so the orange button stands out in its own way. Although I would say right here, a blue button would be contrast. Yeah, would be better. Yeah. Now the verbiage is almost always the same, but this one is now, and we put it at the bottom of the page. Mm. So you could do a thing where this one says, for sure, dude, right? Like, absolutely, bro. Yeah. Your buttons should be a reflection of your brand, and you should be testing paying attention to what buttons the people are clicking on. Mm-hmm. Okay, and you can do that inside of your analytics.
Now, Owen, you also had a $97 page. Can we get into that?
Yeah, you want to see that one?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I mentioned before, guys, that like all of this is available to you for free if you want to see it, because we're not going into your whole funnel. We're really just talking about the landing page today. So we'll go through this one a lot faster, okay? And if you guys want to get this sent to you, as we mentioned before, it's down there in the description box. Okay, so this is a landing page for a $97 offer, and I think that $97 to about $297, deserve the same amount of attention. So what we're going to notice on this one is it's a lot longer, and we've got more to say here, which is how you create value, right? Like, have you ever been to a timeshare presentation?
Yes.
Right? So those are long, right? Because there's a lot of value in a timeshare, at least allegedly. So we create time is one way of creating value. You know, now depending on how that time was spent, a consumer might say that was a waste of my time.
Right.
But that's all on presentation. So, you know, if you're going to sell something from 97 to 297, I do think that you need to, it's probably still like a good idea to have a series of free lead magnets. Oh, and I don't want to generate an email list full of freeple. I get that, but like as a high-end provider, a doctor, a lawyer, or a business owner of some kind, you should feed the people. There are going to be people who can't afford you, and it's noble and moral and ethical to provide something free for them, you know? And I think that that's a really noble thing to do. So I want you to consider having free ebooks. Now, you know, that you can give, so you say, hey, client, hey, almost client, or hey, friend of mine, hey, my sister's friend, my mother's friend, I don't want to make a business transaction with friends and family yucky, but I have this free thing for you. Go to my website, you grab it. I think it would be very helpful. So having free guides is a good idea, right? Then having like these higher level escalated offers, these $97 offers is a good idea. But they cannot be the same, right? They cannot be the same page.
Right.
You have got to differentiate because now you're upgrading them. So in this case, we do want to have a video, okay? And that's what this is. Now the video plays inside of a graphic that looks like an iPad. And we think that that's cool. This looks really good on mobile. Right. On mobile, it's almost like you're looking at a reel, okay? Now, you've got this video here. What should you say in your video? You should get right to the point and treat it like warm market. Treat it like warm market. Hey, glad you're here. You know, I'm going to just tell you right now, I know that you're sick. I know that you're suffering, and I can help you.
Right.
You know, there's a lot. So in your video, you want to talk a lot about like who's watching. Like if you're watching this right now,
right.
You're sick, you're tired, you're angry, all these things, and I, you know, here am I to reverse those things for you. Here's what I want to do, right? They've already seen your free lead magnet, okay? Because your $97 sales page can be used and will be used in your grander funnel system, right? Remember earlier we talked about, you know, you're going to, on a landing page, and then you're going to upsell them.
Yep.
Your upsell page can simply be a chopped down version of your $97 sales page, okay? So don't skimp on it in any way, shape, or form. But notice that there are similar things. First of all, our headline is a little bit more direct. Schedule an appointment.
Yeah.
You are here to schedule an appointment, and then notice that we have a sub-headline here. This looks a lot better on mobile. Sub-headlines are never necessary. Sometimes they look good for the design of the page.
Right.
Okay, and I think that that's an important distinction to make. Notice, okay, here, button was done well here. Notice how this button just stands out.
Oh, yeah.
Bright green plus green. Green is kind of like, you know, doctory and health and all those kinds of things. Plus, look at the words. I know you can't see it. It says schedule consultation. Not yes, I want in. You're not marketing here. You're getting the sale. And when it comes to getting the sale, you almost have to act like someone who can handle $300 cash. On you, not giggle. You know?
Yeah.
It's like you give your kid cash and your kid's like, dude, get some pictures.
Yeah.
You know? When you say on a buy page, when you say things like, let's get started, just be careful with it. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Now, again, you guys see the same sort of formula here, but we're seeing it done in different ways. So we see testimonials here. And it's like, don't take it from me. Check out my testimonials. Something I love about this is this down arrow. This down arrow is telling you, hey, keep going.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you saw schedule consultation, but keep going. There's more to see here. Don't take it from me. See what our clients have to say. Testimonials. Again, I love working in threes. Notice how we've got the row here and then the row here, and it's divided, so it chops up the I. And then as we continue to go down, just like we had Meet Owen, we have Meet our team of providers. And so we've got Dr. Brittany, we've got Sydney, and then we've got Dr. Melissa. What a great lineup. I know these doctors, and they're just so powerful. Why patients choose our practice? You know, I would love to see this one be built out. I'd love to see 9. I'd love to see 3 rows of 3 like this. So it's like 9, like a matrix. So I think this could be built out more. I love the banner here. This is great. This is like, it almost feels like a sponsored ad because when you're scrolling, it breaks it up a little bit here. So I love sort of these banner ads in the middle. This is for you if you're struggling with, and our plan here is to add more as we get more. As people come in and say, you know, this, that, or the other, we add it to this thing. And that helps us with SEO because all of these things here have blogs attached to them on the website, right? And they all have links back to this landing page.
Gotcha.
So there's a ranking strategy there. And then we kind of like repeated, I mentioned this earlier, we repeated the top at the bottom.
Gotcha.
But we just kind of did it in a different way. You sort of see the same formula here, right? Now again, once they click on these buttons, okay, what we have is we have a pop-up. Now look at the size of this pop-up. This has a lot more information because we're charging $100. I said 97, but it's 100. We're charging $100. Now after your appointment's confirmed, what to expect, and watch another video, right? So that is how you build a perfect landing page.
Yeah, so one of the questions that we did get concerns mobile landing pages and why they need to be mobile friendly.
Yeah, that's a great point. Look, you guys should be designing in mobile first. Now, if you use the templates that we gave you here today, they will look good-ish on mobile and probably just need you to dial in and make sure that your images are correct and that your sentences aren't too big and that sort of thing. So when we're designing landing pages at our company, we design in the mobile wireframe first. And once the mobile's been approved and designed, then we click onto the desktop and we sum it up and we make it. It's the same landing page, but we just move the assets around so that there's a very specific desktop view and a very specific mobile view. And the mobile view is really where 90% of our energy goes. Right? Because it's 90% of our traffic.
Yeah.
So yeah, the mobile view is first. If you guys want me to do like a mobile version of another landing page, I'd be happy to. You know, just let me know in the comments and we can kind of do that.
Yeah.
What other questions we got?
Yeah, so we have another question that's concerning pop-ups. Is it appropriate ever to use pop-ups or when is it?
Yeah, it's really great. I mean, that comes down to like, are you doing like WordPress?
Right.
Or are we doing Go High Level? Because that can be the difference. So the problem with pop-ups is that it's really hard to track on WordPress how many people clicked on your pop-up. If you're using Go High Level, then you can have a pop-up form.
Okay.
And then see how many people clicked on your form. Okay? Now, you know, pop-ups are disruptive, and they're also, it's a little like junk mail. Like, we know that they work.
Yeah.
Is there any junk mail that you actually kind of look forward to and read?
No.
None? None.
Pretty much none.
None. If you don't get anything from a beef company, and you're like, oh, let me just flip through
What
this.
happens is I save it to read it, and then I never read it.
Okay.
And then I end up deleting it.
All right, close enough.
Yeah.
Close enough. Yeah, I do the same thing.
But I intended to.
Like the Costco magazine.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at those at like design, and it's more of an art thing that I'm looking at. What are the ads people are running these days, right? So we know junk mail works to a certain extent, right? So we know that pop-ups work to a certain extent. The reason that I've eliminated pop-ups this year for our company, okay? So you saw some pop-ups here, but as of right now, we're using pages instead of pop-ups.
Right.
So when you click on a button, you go to a page.
Right.
And not a pop-up. And the reason that I'm doing that is so I can see how many people came onto the page and left.
Yeah. I think this question goes back to, you mentioned earlier having professional photos of yourself versus a selfie.
Yeah.
This one question is concerning stock photos. So if you have a product, should you have your own images of these things? So like if it's a service, should it be like a video of you like talking in front of people, consulting, whatever it is? Or is there ever an appropriate use of stock footage?
Yeah, stock footage. Oh,
yeah.
Almost never.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Like any type, like the only time stock footage is appropriate on a landing page is I think in terms of like maybe like a template for your stuff. So
Yeah.
It's kind of like a stock photo of a Mac computer.
Right.
Or maybe
But not people. You don't want people.
I really
That's
don't
kind of
want,
what I think.
I don't want it. Now, sometimes when we see that we need an image for stock, that tells us that image should go on our list for our next photo shoot.
Right. So last question, how can adding trust signals, and it's asking about trust signals beyond reviews, so testimonials.
Yeah.
Are there other trust signals that you can put on a landing page that
Yeah,
aren't overbearing
we do.
but help?
Yeah, look, you guys are so scared of posting your text messages. Post your damn text message. It belongs to you.
Gotcha.
Your Aunt Sally can flip out all she wants that you put her name on the interweb. Right? Like, don't put her phone number on the interweb. But, like, the same is true with, like, messenger comments. So, one of the things that we do, and by the way, our audience knows that we live out loud. Our audience knows that if you send me, like, oh, and I just want you to know I had a great time in your program, da-da-da-da, my audience knows I'm going to turn that in. I'm going to screenshot that and post that, or put that on my landing page. So you develop a trust over time, and people will actually send you testimonials knowing that their name will be posted on your platform. Like when somebody leaves a comment, I wouldn't necessarily recreate that comment with graphic design in Canva. I would just screenshot it.
Yeah. I think it's more real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just put, even if it's a little blurry, it might pixelated. It might look kind of cool. Like, dude, this is a raw and real screenshot. So I think we try to like overdo. You know what I get is a lot of these like, Jim just bought this thing. Jim in Cincinnati just bought this. And Sally in Wayfield just bought this. I love those types of things for a launch. But for your regular, people can see through them. This idea that Jim in Cincinnati and Sally in San Diego downloaded your lead magnet at the same time that I was on your landing page, I think people recognize that the reviews are real, okay, because those softwares are real.
Yep.
The reviews are real. Those softwares are real, but it's like 10 people buy from you, and then they put those announcements up every 24 hours when the person just bought. And it's like, so it's on like this rotator cycle. And I think it's productive and effective, but I also think it's last year's toy. I think it's like, that's from a few years ago. I'm not saying don't use it. I'm just saying like, I do think there's probably some better things. And we are in a season of AI. So I think we're going to see a lot of new AI tools that are, AI is going to be phenomenal in wireframes, headlines, imagery, psychology, call to action buttons, and CRO. But it's going to make your landing pages so effective that they lack humanity. And so, keep your humanity in your landing pages. Keep your femininity, your masculinity, like if that's a part of your brand is what I mean. Like if you're the girly girl business coach, then your landing page has got to be girly girl. You know what I mean? And if you're the live like a king businessman, like you got to have a kingly vibe on your landing page, right? Like you can't just copy Hormozi's thing. Because what works for Hormozi may not work for you.
Owen, thanks. That was a lot of great information. And you guys at home, if you want us to build your website, your landing pages for you, you can go to acceleratedmedia.com and fill out that work with us form, and we can get you started. Now, if you want to see another video talking about how to optimize conversion rates for your landing pages, check out that video right here, and we'll see you in the next one.